Shai, Bahashim HaKadosh, double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us this truth. The Akwat that are listening and learning, being a pillar of rest. The 144,000, the 1/3, the hopeful elect. I'm the brother Yashuan. The brother Yashuan back with the World War III Daily Update. Shalom and salutations to you as well. Habakkuk 2 and 3 for the Habakkuk, as well as the other prophets, were being shown visions, right? But at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Let's read that in the NLT. See if you can get a little. For the vision is for a future time. It describes the end. What is the end? The end of the world as we know it. One kingdom is coming to an end. The kingdom of heaven is going to come into place. And it will be fulfilled. It describes the end, and it will be fulfilled. It will not be delayed. Okay? Now, so we're talking about the end. It speaks of the end. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So how do we get to that end? How is the end going to come about? It's going to come about with mutually assured destruction. The acronym MAD, M-A-D, has to do with nuclear missiles. A nuclear exchange, okay? That will end the world as we know it, and then the kingdom of heaven starts immediately afterwards. All right, so we won't get into that. We're just right now just looking at the war itself, and it's escalating. So, military summary, 11 hours ago, we're going to let him give the update. Endless roads of death. Russian control the situation. So look at Russians, plural. Russians control the situation. Military summary and analysis for yesterday. So we'll listen to a little bit of this and get a little update. This thing is not, here's one thing for sure. It's not going to go the other, it's not going to fizzle out. It's only going to grow and grow until they're forced to acknowledge that we're in World War III. All right? And this is a prophecy. World War III is a prophecy of the Bible. The vision is the prophecy. Okay? The vision is for a future time. For the revelation awaits an appointed time. Okay? And we're in the appointed time, and it's speaking. What does it mean, speak? Well, it's happening in your face. It's making a loud noise. Hey, I'm here. We're at the end, right? And here, this is what it looks like as this thing escalates to the point of mutually assured destruction. Take it away.
Hello my dear friends, you're in the Military Summary channel. In this short video we're going to discuss the most important. We'll probably start with the area with the Black Sea. The Ukrainians during the previous night made another attempt to cross the Black Sea and to attack Crimea. The Russians sent their air forces, probably Su-30 or Su-35, and as a result of a counterattack the Ukrainian fleet ships were destroyed with the Marines on board. Now we are moving to Rabotin, the area where currently we can see the heaviest clashes all over the combat line. The Ukrainians continue attack and continue concentration and accumulation of their forces, but without any progress on the ground. The only difference that we can see that differs this day from the previous days is that Ukrainians managed to bring some artillery systems for the combat line, and they try to suppress the Russian artillery superiority in this area. And again, they can use just the HIMARS missiles again on the long distance range. And when talking about the short distance range and the medium distance range, the Ukrainians don't have normal weapon or at least any superiority to counter an attack and to destroy the Russian artillery systems, and mainly because of work of Russian anti-artillery systems that can discover the positions of Ukrainian forces, of Ukrainian artillery system. For example, in this video we can see how the Ukrainians managed to discover one of these positions as a result of counter-artillery strike, probably the lonely counter-artillery strike during the previous week. The Ukrainians managed maybe to damage the Russian anti-artillery equipment. When talking about the entire progress of the Ukrainians, today we go to more details and more confirmation that as a result of clashes on the north of Novoprokopovka and the south of Robotyne, the Ukrainians did manage to establish control over the trenches. We remember that the Russians made few attempts to counterattack the Ukrainian positions in this direction, but yet the Russians haven't managed to force the Ukrainians to step back. So, as we understand, the Ukrainians dig in deeper and they control the northern trenches of Novoprokopovka. The Russian positions are on the south and the Ukrainian positions are on the north. But no matter the situation, no matter the progress in this area, another important thing is that since the beginning of the Ukrainian, let's say of September, we haven't received even a single confirmation of the Ukrainian positions in these fields. That means that the southwestern part of Verbo was still under complete Russian control. The Ukrainians tried to bypass the Russian trenches and minefields along the main road in the direction of Verbova, but the Ukrainians had one big problem while all those attacks. And the thing is that all supply and support roads are under complete Russian fire control. There is not just the question whether the Ukrainians are able to capture Verbova or Novoprokopovka. The only question, for example, I have is how many hours, minutes, or days pass since the Ukrainian soldier enters the Bradley Square and he dies. Sometimes it's even seconds, sometimes it's minutes, sometimes it's maybe in hours, but very, unfortunately, very low chances that the Ukrainian soldiers are able to survive there, like weeks or maybe a few days. On this video we can see another destroyed Ukrainian Challenger in the vicinity of the Bradley Square. The Ukrainians continue attempts, but now we see a small operational pause. Currently the Ukrainians need to concentrate their forces before the next attempts to attack. Now we're moving to the Vremivka tactical bridgehead, probably the most important front line as of the 10th of September. The Ukrainians continue offensive operation in the vicinity of Novomayorska. As a result of clashes, as a result of assault, very bloody assault operation, the Ukrainians did manage to enter the northwestern part of the settlement. We have some geolocated confirmations of that, so we see the Ukrainian infantry running along the buildings, and after that the Russians were trying to attack and destroy those buildings that were captured by the Ukrainians. Anyway, this is an evidence, this is geolocated evidence. Currently the clashes in Novomayorska continues, but one more time, the same situation in Novomayorska as in the Bradley Square. No matter how many Ukrainians are sent there, this is not the question whether the Ukrainians are able to capture Novomayorska. The question we have is how many seconds, minutes, hours, or days Ukrainian soldier can survive in this meat grinder, because there are also all roads that leads to the settlements, to the combat line, under complete Russian fire and under complete Russian control. No matter how many forces Ukrainians can send, it doesn't matter. The matter is how many losses the Ukrainians will have due to capturing another stronghold or another forest or another tree in this area.
Okay, we'll stop it right there. So as you can see, this is ground war, grinding away. Okay? And you can best believe that plans for escalation, right, are in effect as we speak. All right? Because it's not going to go the other way. There is no white flag. There is no peace and safety. There's only sudden destruction, and they're not going to escape. It's pretty plain. Okay? All right, so what do we see here? We see Russia and what is being called the Ukraine, right? Well, we did this yesterday, but let's do this again. Joel 3 and 2. What is the Most High doing? Okay? He says, Joel 3 and 2, I will gather the nations and bring them down in the valley of Jehoshaphat, and there will I enter into judgment against them concerning my people, my inheritance, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations, and as they divided up my land. Okay? But this is what I'm focusing on right here. The nations, or here, I will gather the armies of the world. So God is gathering what? The armies of the world. Not just a conglomerate, which is NATO, the EU, and then Babylon the Great. All the armies of the world, okay, to fight against each other. All right? So it's not going the other way until everybody is involved, just like World War I and World War II, which World War I probably wasn't a world war, but that's what they called it. This will definitely be a world war. You got to choose a side. You got to launch some volleys, right? Why? Because the Most High is doing it. He's gathering them, right? For his own purposes. He's going to spring an ambush on who? On the armies of the world. See, when you understand that, right? It's not the world, it's not the governments of the world. They are being set up to be judged. All right? So we'll end it right there. Just a little update. Uh, it will not tarry. It's going on. You just don't know how to see it. All right? But you can come here. You can get the spiritual review, and we'll take these headlines and show you exactly what's going on and where it's going to end up. All right, because none of these shall fail. Right? Seek ye out of the book of the Lord, which is the Bible. Okay. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. No one of these, no one of what? No one of these prophecies shall fail. None shall want her mate. This is the only book that you can look in and see what's going to happen in the world. For my mouth it had commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them. Okay, we're being gathered as we speak. Right? The great awakening is going on. So anyway, with that, we hope that the elect were edified, you brothers and you sisters. With that, I'm going to say shalom.